All right, folks, here we go. This is going to be a technical video on how to help you guys store the data. I mean, this data is worth all the it's more valuable than there's nothing you could pay for this information. Nothing. So, it's very important that this data gets put up. I've made, certain arrangements for this data to be stored in several locations, and several people I know have it. If anyone knows what a torrent is, if you want to do it on your own, get in a torrent. But I'm going to show you how to take the show note folders, which is all the images that I use, that I enlarge, all the images of the Vatican. And you know what, let me just back up for a sec. I forgot to show you guys some folders in the last video. It had already gone 3 hours and I was just like, there's still a lot more to show you, so I'm going to be doing that. But before I do it, I want to help everybody that wants this data. So, if you want to share just the images with people or whatever, you can pop it up. I'm going to give you a severe admonishment. Nobody ever take the data and put your spin on the data, ever. You would have to be crazy. Don't ever do it. Don't ever think, oh, I'll use this data that Jonathan uncovered, that the Lord, not that Jonathan uncovered, that the Lord God gave him, and to use it for your own purpose. I guarantee you it will not go well for you. So don't do it. Okay, this is a witnessing tool. That's all it is. It's in order to, you can leave it behind. I'm going to show you how to put it on a jump drive right now. So you can leave, you can leave one at your house. You can download all the folders and just, hang one on a hook on the wall, whatever. I have several of these just hanging in different parts of my house. If anyone was to show up here and they'd go, oh, I wonder what's on the jump drive, they would just plug it in and all the data would be there. You can also put videos. I suggest the You Are Exiles video. I'm probably going to repost the Destruction of the America video. I'm probably going to make it active again. We had some issues with a copyright thing, but it's that passed. So anyway, they tried to give my channel a strike, so we had to work it out. So I worked it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me show you something. Let me take this off. Okay, so this is a necklace. That's a 64 gig jump drive right there. Let's see. That's a 64, no, that's a 128 gig. That's a huge jump drive. This thing will hold tons and tons and tons of videos and all these images. So let me show you what to do. Let me show you how to do this. I'm going to give you guys, you see this folder right here? Special projects. Okay, so if I click on this, the URL that's going to come up, watch. Okay, so right here. So this is where all the information is accessed through these folders. So let me give an example. In the alien hieroglyph folder, if I click on this one, it'll have images that pertain to it. There will be links in here. You can go click on these links. The Scion Fable of the Deviants, Time Machine, like examples of stuff that I'm showing you. And then there will be practical examples. Like, let me give you an example of one. Like, a lot of people go to the mall and they'll see a place called The Body Shop. Right here, The Body Shop. Well, if you turn that upside down, it's an alien head. Now, what's really telling about The Body Shop is, if you go look at the logo on, online, it'll say the body, and the letter O will have these swooshes on it, but the letter O in the word shop, the letter O here won't have these swooshes on it, because the body is what the serpent was after. And then there's just examples like Join the Adventure, Bigelow Aerospace. What is that? Is that supposed to be a rocket trajectory, or is that an alien? What about Foreign Sounds? Half one color, half another. Alien face. Here's one of my personal favorites. The Apple logo right here, I noticed it immediately. They took the Apple logo and they did a new logo with it, and they did this right here, and I went, I know exactly what that is. That's the alien from the fourth Independence Day movies. There it is. So see the alien from the Independence Day movies? I'll just slide it right over there. That's exactly what it is. Watch. There it is. So this kind of stuff's hidden in front of you in plain sight. Here's an Austin, Texas police car. Let me show you. That is an alien head. You see the eye, and the mouth. And then right there, what's supposed to be the Capitol, that's a central processing unit. That's like what receives the signal. So, some people would say the pineal gland or whatever. Folks, that's straight up an alien head. That's why they designed it like this. There's the eye, the mouth. So if that's on a police car, I mean, just do the mental math, just do the math. That's on a police car. It's like, yeah, you're not in Kansas anymore. And so I'm showing you the serpent's world because we're in it. But see, we're awakened within the serpent's world. And once you wake up, it's literally like waking up in the Matrix. Once you're fully awake, you'll just be like, it'll blow your mind. It's mind-boggling. So anyway, let me show you how to do this stuff. And let me show you how to access a folder within a folder. Okay, so this is called the alien folder. And inside the alien folder, you see this? It says hieroglyph. Okay, so if I click on this, this will take me to the hieroglyph. Okay, so I'm going to start here with this because this is one of the first things the Lord showed me. And this actually resolves the entire mystery. But he built on this information over the years. And so, I refined it and I added to it and I put things in there that match up with it. Y'all remember this? What is this? Is this supposed to be Jesus coming out of, it's called La Resurrección? Guys, that's straight up a reptilian coming out, and that's a wing. That's a winged reptile. That is just nonsense. And that's just not Jesus at all. Let me show you what it is. That's what it is right there. That's what it is. That's what it is right there. So because they put a face on the side of it, doesn't change it from what it is. That's a reptile with a wing coming up out of the pit. So anyway, I'll show you how to, we're going to go over a lot of these folders now. I'm going to continue to hit you with the scriptures. Have you saw the thumbnail the other day for the video where I blew it and I left the microphone off? Yeah. Let me tell you how embarrassing it is to sit here for an hour and a half to be going, oh my gosh, check this out. And then you look down and it's like, what? No. Yeah, that's anyway, so this is called Audience Hall. And so inside Audience Hall, which is really it's just the shape of another reptile, which is right next to, it's the building right over here. There it is. It's right next to this serpent. There's another head of a serpent, which is called Audience Hall. I'll show it to you. That building right here. It goes off the page. Right here, that's Audience Hall. It's another serpent head. And inside Audience Hall, they have what's called La Resurrección, where the Pope sits, and he sits in between the fangs of a big serpent. That looks holy. Hey, let's pray to the snake god. Check out the eye. There's the eye. There's the eye. There's the fang. There's the fang. And see, the Pope sits right in the middle. See right here? Here's the Pope. Let's enlarge him. Let's take a look at the guy in the Halloween costume. Look at all those guys in their cool costumes. Hey, I love your costume. Hey, nice white costume. Hey, that's one creepy ass statue behind you. What is it? Oh, it's a reptile. It's a reptile with a wing. And it's, it's just, this is the pit opening up is what it is. And here's their boy. The Pope is called the Vicar of Christ, which means the replacement of. I mean, this is no brainer now, right? It's such a joke. Here you go. Let me show you this one. Here's Audience Hall right here. There's Audience Hall right here. This is Audience Hall right next to this. So yeah, pretty nifty. Okay, so let me show you how to save this stuff. Okay, so watch this. So this is all this stuff. I put this all in the hieroglyph folder, and this is pure gold, pure gold. Okay, so here we go. Let me show you how this works. And we'll go over this again. I actually wanted to do this video just to tell everybody, go get yourself a jump drive, guys. Go get it. You don't need 128 unless you want to put videos on it. Just download your videos and just drag it onto here. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. Okay, so here we go. Watch this. So let's see this button right here. It says download album. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this. Let's see, make sure. Okay, here we go. I'm going to click, see this button right here? It says download album. So it's going to download the hieroglyph album. Really important that you know this. If you want the albums that are within an album, you have to open up the main album, then click on the album inside that album, like the hieroglyph is inside the alien album. So watch. So I'll click on this one. I'll go download the album. Then here it is. It's downloading over here. Okay, so there it is. Okay, the download. Okay, so that is complete. Now watch this. Now it says show in, I'm going to hit show in folder, and that's going to show me where it is. It's right over here. See it right here. It'll be highlighted for you. And so I like to take everything and put it over here on my desktop. It's real easy to get to. Let me show you. So I'll just left click on this, and I will drag it over here, and you hold it down the whole time, and then see it says move to desktop, and then let go of the button. So I just moved the hieroglyph folder to the desktop. Okay, so there it is, hieroglyph to the desktop. There it is. Okay, now I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna do this so I can see where did it go. Okay, here he is. Here it is, right here. Let me just make sure there's no other stuff. You know what? Here's a hieroglyph, and just to make sure, it may have double copied it. So anyway, so here we go. Now watch. Okay, so now I have the folders right up here. Now, here we go. Now we take our jump drive. Y'all know what a USB port is, right? USB. Like most people have USBs on one end of the charger of their cell phones. You just, your USB port. It's like what your cell phone uses. Okay, so you take your USB and you put in your USB port on your computer. There we go. And hopefully there won't be a problem doing this while I'm recording. Yep, here we go. New device detected. Don't need to scan it. Scan now, do not scan. Okay, so then what I'll do is so here's the Samsung device right here. So see, I just plugged in a Samsung USB. So now watch. I can grab the hieroglyph, left click it, and just drag it right over there. Okay, there it goes. It just did that. I can grab the St. Peter's folder and just drop it right in there. Special projects, right in there. Okay, so that's the way you do it. I'm going to go ahead and let this buffer so you guys can watch it. And then I want to show you how to, I'm going to show you how to safely eject your USB, your jump drive. Okay. So here we go. And I know a lot of people, I know most of y'all may know how to do this. I'm trying to help everybody. This is more valuable than all the money in the world, all this information. Who in the world could ever show you the Vatican was a big snake? Who in the world could show you the mouth of the snake was a vagina and a penis and a bunch of angels turning into semen? That proves Genesis 1:2 is Elohim, not the Lord God. So this is some of the biggest information the planet's ever seen. You got to understand that. I know, like, I have a very, I'm kind of a cantankerous guy. That's my je ne sais quoi. That's my thing. Even though it's a very weighty subject, it's like, well, we just got to do the best we can do with what we got. You know what I mean? But this, all joking aside, this is some serious stuff. This is world shattering information, all kidding aside. This will be the reason people burn in eternity. This is no joke. Okay, so just remember that. This is serious information, and do not ever misuse it. Don't ever start a channel using my information that the Lord gave me. Don't ever do it. I mean, if you want to put the same data out there on a website and just leave it alone, that's one thing. If you try to benefit from it, you're insane. I guarantee you'll have to answer to the one I work for. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this. Okay, so now here is the jump drive over here. So I'm gonna, okay, let's see. I'm gonna enlarge this. Okay, so okay, on this, I'm gonna right click it. Okay, so when I say right click, I mean on my right. Okay, so I'm gonna click over here. I'm gonna click it on that side, on my right. Okay, so here we go. So, okay, see it says, there's the eject button. So when I right clicked it, it gives me this collapsing window. And you see the eject right there? Then you click eject. Okay, cancel. Okay, let me see why it's still saying it's in use. Okay, let me get down here. See if I can pop this up. There we go. Okay, so let's see what it's doing. Okay, I'm going to right click it till I want it to eject. Okay, so it is ready to eject. There it is. And that's what's in it right here. Okay, so it's ready to go. Okay. Okay, so we'll go through that again, but what we're going to do is I'm going to give you everything that the Lord showed me, every folder, every picture, every definition, all the scriptures I've highlighted, shown you the definitions of the most critical scriptures so no one can get fooled again. The enemy's real good at fooling people. So we're going to make sure that, that there's this information left for posterity's sake, for those that will not be leaving here. Because the Great Tribulation, a lot of people don't understand this. I'm going to turn on the serious Johnny button right now. I don't know if you guys understand this. The Great Tribulation is called the time of the female rival because the female energy is the rival of the Lord God, and it has taken over now. So it's going to be a literal horror movie. Jesus said these words. He said, "It's the greatest horror the world will ever see." I mean, it's one thing when you see World War and people getting, mass graves dug and they make people walk down in them and then they shoot them all down in the grave. That kind of stuff's common in world wars. That kind of stuff goes on all the time. Okay, we're talking way worse than that. It's the worst horror the world's ever seen because we have a different type of presence that's coming out of a pit. You have a dimension that's going to open up and pure evil is coming out. Like the antithesis of the Lord God is coming out. And this surface of this earth is going to turn into a battlefield beyond most people's comprehension. I guarantee it. It's what I'm here to bear witness to, the abomination that causes desolation. I mean, that's the number one thing the Lord told me. That's what you're doing. The abomination that causes desolation. And I'm the guy to show you what it is. It's the monster that's inside all of us. And so this information during that time is going to be critical. And you know, the Lord will use anybody he wants. I mean, he could use me. You know what I mean? He can use anyone he wants. But this information, if it's found by somebody, they can be a conduit for everything I've shown you to those people that are here during that time, so they can face their death with bravery, with hope and assurance. Because see, Satan's big thing is he wants you scared to die. Did you know the only way to get to where we want to go is to die? That's the big trick. That's why Jesus said whoever tries to save his life will lose it. Whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Because, you know, death is no longer burdensome. Death is the door to get to go home now. But if you haven't been converted, man, you don't want to let go of the world. You don't want to let go of, oh no, you know, you get sick. Oh no, I'm going to die. Everybody freaks out. It's like, all right. You know, it's like, it's a complete, you know, antithesis of what everybody on earth is all about. So when the time comes, this information is going to be critical for a lot of people. So it would behoove you and others, you know, to have it and leave it laying around somewhere, leave it in a desk drawer, whatever, you know, send it in the mail to somebody, send it overseas to somebody, I don't know. Pray. There you go. Pray. Lord, what do you want me to do with this? Don't ever use it for your own means, ever. Okay, again, I'm going to warn you. You were warned. Okay, anyone misuses it, it's on you. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, the Great Tribulation, the time of the female arrival. It is God's last attempt to get people to come home, because the horror is going to be so bad, it's going to make everybody do some serious soul searching. Okay, they're going to have to say, you know what, I would rather die and tell the truth than to be part of this. And that's what's going to happen. You know, there are going to be many, many martyrs. So anyway, this is something the Lord just put on my heart, something I got to do. You know, like I said, you guys know me for the most part. I mean, I'm a pretty cantankerous guy, but there's a very serious edge to all this stuff. You know, it's the greatest thing in the world, and it's the worst thing in the world. Now, don't worry, I still have hang on, got to get ready. I still have, just a minute. Come on. I still have this guy and this guy. These are a couple of the actors that will be playing a part in the upcoming puppet show. There's more. But it's so obvious and it's so ridiculous now that even a little child could figure this out, because the knowledge has been done now. The knowledge has been done. And once the knowledge is done, it's done. You know, it's like it's done. So we're going to take all this information. We're going to take this plethora of data And we're going to go through it. I'm going to go through each folder picture by picture. And I love this program. I love this computer that I can just drag an image of the alien that I've drawn in. And look, I can just do it right on top of the actual image itself. Look at this. And I can size it while I'm doing it. So you guys can go, oh my gosh, look at that. That's an alien inside a human. It's the serpent. It's the abomination that causes desolation within the human. You see it? There it is. It's also a penis and a scrotum. It just depends on your ability to perceive it. And that is the very special gift that the Lord God gave me. That's why He gave me the Vision Company. So I could sit there and actually believe what it is I'm doing. It's like, ah, this is insane. So anyway, all right. So we're going to do another little, example on how to do these folders. But what we're going to, on how to, save them to a jump drive. But what I want you to do is I want you to go get your jump drive. Go get your jump drive. Do it, in the next couple days. I will hold off till Monday. Have your jump drives by Monday. Monday afternoon, later in the day, I will produce the video. And don't forget, any video I do, if I show you how to do it, you can just stop it, rewind it, and watch the part if you're having any trouble with it. Just do it again. So anyway, we're going to go through a whole lot of pictures now because the pictures are what validated all the scriptures. I mean, how do you argue with a bunch of angels turning to sperm? I mean, it's like, that's gnarly and disgusting. What the hell? Oh, it's Genesis 1.2. And the spirit of Elohim, angels, moved over the semen. Oh, that's why there's a big altar of a dead sheep. Because God's angels were like sheep and we were led astray by something else. Yeah. So anyway, that's it. Well, I'll make this short. Just checking in. Anyway, I hope you guys are understanding the veracity of the Bible now. Just like the mote and the beam. I mean, seriously. The mote, you know what? Let me show you this. Let me show you something really fascinating. Let's just do this for a sec. Watch this. This is so cool. Okay, so here we go. Here is the kid that Akhenaten's holding. You know what? I'm gonna go online. I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna show you a really clean image of this hieroglyph. Watch this. So we'll go to Google Images right here. Okay, and we're gonna go Google Images, and I'm gonna type in. It's Akhenaten, Akhenaten holding child hieroglyph. There we go. Okay, so here it is. So here's one that's pretty good. I want to find, there we go, right here like this. That's pretty good right there. Now, if I stretch this, that's pretty high res. That's pretty high res. So you can find these things that are pretty high res. Some of them are better than others. This one might be, yeah. Let's see. That one's really big. But again, this is what I blew up into a poster. Yikes. That's what I blew up into a poster. So, and I took it from National Geographic. There we go. There it is right there in National Geographic. And this is a little bit grainy on this image. I can enlarge it, I think. There we go. Oh, there we go. Right there. Comes into view. So this hieroglyph, this kid that Akhenaten's holding, unless you do what I did, there would be no way to know what's actually in this thing. And what I did was I built a light board. And this is in a video I did called Kingdom Divided. If you go watch the Kingdom Divided video on the Jonathan KLECK channel, that's the first time I shared I actually shared it on Just a Messenger series. But the Kingdom Divided, I had built this giant light board, and the Lord told me to build a light board to have that thing printed up into a high resolution poster, and then I put it on a light board, kind of like a doctor would put up an X-ray. And when it was up there, then I could see all the nuances of the lines that the artist had, all the little nuances of the chisel marks. And I sit there with a Sharpie marker and I just drew over it. I put a clear piece of plastic over the whole thing, and then I just drew over the changes of shadow. Remember the mote and the beam? Why dost thou consider the mote that is in your brother's eye when there is a beam in your own? First, remove the beam from your own eye. That's that other consciousness. That's the eye of the dragon. I mean, that's pretty heavy stuff. Now watch this. Look at this. This is going to blow your mind. So Akhenaten's holding a child right here. Here he is, and the child is right up next to his face. Okay, here we go. So here's Akhenaten holding this kid. And like I said, when this thing's blown up and you see all the little nuances and all the little lines and this little circle right here and all this stuff, and there's some little dots right here. See, like even the little light part right there. I had this thing blown up gigantic. I mean, really big. And so I drew them all in. And as I did it, I was like, okay, you know, I drew around this. I was like, why is there this big shadow here? Why is there a big shadow around the kid's head? What's up with that? And so as I did this, here you go. Here's a perfect example. See that dark shadow around the kid's head? Why would the artist want that big shadow? And so as I drew all these things in, everything started becoming obvious because the kid's head is an egg. There it is. The kid's head is an egg, see? So, and then as I drew in all these other lines, I'm like, wow, wait a minute, what's up? And this was one of the first sheep I ever saw. And I was like, what's up with the dead sheep? So as I'm doing all these little nuancy lines, I'm like, wait a minute, what's up with the sheep with its tongue sticking out? Here's it. And then, so I drew the kid's face in too. I'm like, God, the kid's got fangs. That's weird. And then I'm like, wait a minute, the kid's, this part of the face, the way the artist did it becomes the ear of the sheep. And I'm like, wow, wait a minute, this guy's using one part of the image to make another part of a different image. And so in order to resolve all these images, just like the altar of St. Peter's, who could show you it's a dead sheep? It's impossible to be able to see that. How do you see that? That's what I tell people. It's not me. I almost go into a trance sometimes. When I've been doing this stuff, I'll just be like, I'm not kidding, for hours and hours and hours on end. I'm not kidding. Hours and hours and hours. And then all of a sudden, while I'm doing it, the Lord will say, okay, the sheep, see the sheep. And I'll be like, that is a sheep. What the hell? What's with the sheep? And so here we go to the mote and the beam. So here's the kid's head, right? So there's a sheep, but to be able to perceive how detailed and crazy this is, it required the Holy Spirit to be able to see through this. Not only is the sheep's, nostril here, and this is the front of the mouth, but this also becomes the face of a reptile, depending on your ability to perceive it. That's why I'm like, guys, this is so supernatural, it's ridiculous. So here the nose of the reptile actually turns into the face, or the nose of the sheep turns into the face of the reptile. Instead of it being a nostril, it becomes the eye of the reptile. And there are all these little nuances in this thing. And see if I, uh-oh, rats. Sorry. And if I just, oh, wow, what's going on? Looks like it wants me to do a radio program. It's like, okay. There we go. So anyway, so then if you think about the mote and the beam, it's about a consciousness, because in the dragon that I showed you in the last video, in the Sistine Chapel, the dragon, let's just look at it. Let's go to special projects. This is how you navigate special projects. It's going to open up all these folders. I go like this. There we go. There's a dragon folder. And so when you understand how profound this really is, it should shatter your world. Your world should come crashing down around you. You should be like, oh my Lord, I'm in a world I don't even belong in. So here we go. There's the dragon's face. Okay, here we go. There you go. Look at this. So y'all see the big face of the dragon, don't you? I mean, you know what? I would love for some people to comment. Is it easy for you to see that dragon face now that I've shown it to you? So if you're watching this video and you can see it, say very easy. If it's not easy, tell the truth. Always tell the truth. But look. So here's this big dragon's face. There's the eye. There's the eye. There's the eye. There's the nose. There's the lip right there. The blue is the open mouth. Here's the chin. This is a tooth right here. So, it's just, and here are these arches going up right here. Those are how dragons have those wings, big ears, wings, like on their forehead, their ears, whatever, that fold back. Anyway, there it is. So there's a big dragon. What's really crazy is, if you look, here's this group of angels here's this group of people, they're angels. They're trying to hold up the cross. They're trying to hold it up. It's withering. These guys are apostatizing, and they're joining these guys. And these guys are erecting a beam on top of the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Now, let me ask you a question. Who in the world could look at that giant dragon and then the Lord tell him, go look closely at this group? They've all got horns. All these guys have horns. They've been turned into the devil. That's why they can no longer support it, because this race is withering like a twig, and this race is being erected like a beam. And they're erecting the beam on top of the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Wait a minute. Do you know how insane that is to be able to see that? Do you understand what you're looking at? Do you understand the gravity of what I just showed you? I just showed you one of the most profound things on planet Earth. And I know I joke around a lot because it's just my nature. But this is some heavy, heavy stuff. Watch. Let me show you those two pictures. Because I want to show you these two images because it's no different than a hieroglyph that's 1,300 years before Christ. The hieroglyph of Akhenaten and Nefertiti is identical to this. And then I'm going to show you the dragon that I drew in. I was like, oh, wow, check out this other hieroglyph of Akhenaten. It shows a dragon coming right out of the sun. I saw it immediately. I was like, dang, dude, check that out. Okay, so here we go. So here's one eye right here. Like so right here, there's one eye. There's the other eye. And I drew them all in. I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Here we go. So there's the cross falling down. All these guys have horns. All of these guys have horns. These guys are leaving, going over here, and they're erecting the beam on top of this guy. Well, that shoulder's not right. So I'm going to turn it upside down really quick and show you how obvious the lion is. There's the lion. There's the lion's head right there. I mean, that's a lion. That's why the shoulder is done like that. That's not a shoulder. That's the bottom jaw of a lion. And so they're crushing the young lion's head. They're crushing it. They're trying to kill him. Those are Lucifer's angels. They're trying to take over. Okay, well, this is what goes on within the host body system. Okay, one race is dying while another race is growing. There's a change of consciousness going on. Y'all want to really freak out? Okay, what was my girlfriend's name the night I got saved? I know y'all are like, not this again. Watch this. Okay, Lenny Kravitz. Maybe that's not true. Yeah, Lenny Kravitz. Okay, Lenny. I should have known that. Lenny Kravitz. Oh. Lenny Kravitz's lyrics to Eleutheria. Did y'all know that he's got a song that's named after, yeah, my girlfriend who I married? Okay. My life is perfect because I accept it as it is. The sunshine is shining because it is what it is. What a beautiful feeling it's bringing. All the birds in the sky are singing. Eleutheria, the fire is burning. Eleutheria, the tables are turning. A new day is dawning because it's time for a change. Sounds like Obama. With a, read it for yourself, with new consciousness forming. There comes a new day. Oh, we got to keep trying when the children are cold and alone and are crying. You got to understand. Eleutheria, the bells ring. Eleutheria, people are singing. Eleutheria, the people are yearning. Eleutheria, this world keeps on turning. Yeah, with a new consciousness forming. Okay, well, let's go back to the dragon. That's a new consciousness. One eye is dying, new consciousness forming. And what's it the consciousness of? It's the consciousness of the dragon. There's a dragon's eye. And let me just go over here and get a really good image of the whole dragon. There you go. See the dragon? There's the beam straight up. That's the new consciousness. And once that beam's fully erected within the human host body system, the dragon's wide awake. What do you think the Great Tribulation is? Time of the female rival, the dragon. There you go. I mean, who could come up with this kind of data? Ask yourself. Who could show you these things? Not some human. I'm a servant of the Most High. I'm here to deliver. So there you go. So there's your dragon. There's the new consciousness forming. The dragon, they're getting that beam straight up. When this one's going to fall, this one's going to be fully open. All hell's going to break loose. Okay, that's why they used the letter O for the One World Freedom Tower. And they made it, not only is it an eye of a dragon, it's a RFID. It's exactly the same thing. And I'll prove it. It's the same exact thing as the Verichip. This is the Verichip right here, look. See the Verichip right there? See the Verichip? That's the RFID that goes in with the Palisade. Remember I showed you the Palisade? Let's do this real quick just for kicks and grins. Okay, Verichip. Let's see, Google Images. Syringe, Verichip with syringe. See what comes up. There you go. Okay, so there you go. Just, this is a no-brainer. Okay, so there's the Verichip right there. There's the syringe, the Palisade that installs it. The mark, remember the word mark? I believe it's in Matthew 13 and Matthew 14. I'm just, you know what, while I'm doing this, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to pretend like I'm educating myself. If y'all want to hang out, hang out. I'm just going to do this for myself anyway. I like to know my facts. When I speak, I want to be well informed and I want to know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go back to Revelation 14. It's in 14 and 13. Let's see. Okay, they're redeemed. The mark of the beast. Now remember, it says a dangerous animal, a venomous wild beast. Look, you know what's venomous also are serpents, and they inject their venom with a fang. Okay, but let's look at the word mark. There it is. It says a scratch or etching as a badge of servitude. And look, a sculptured figure like statue, grave, and mark. But the root of the word is this: to sharpen to a point, a stake. Okay, see the word stake right there? By implication, a palisade. By implication, a palisade. Okay, so hang on, let me turn this phone off. Okay, so let's look at the word stake and palisade. Okay, so watch this. So the mark of the venomous animal, so the mark of the venomous wild beast is a scratch or etching to sharpen to a point like a stake or by implication, a palisade. So watch this. I'll just copy the word palisade right there. There we go. I'll copy it. I'll drop this down and I'll go like this and I'll do Google Images and I'll prove it out for you. Watch. Boom. Palisade. Boom. Okay, there are palisades. Okay. There's a guy stuck. Okay, look at that. You see that? Okay, does that look like a hypodermic needle? What are you kidding me? That's exactly what one looks like. And I showed you different palisade points, in the video where I showed you this. And here's another good example like of a stake. So it's gonna go into your hand, and here's the Verichip. There it is. I mean, look, I'll slide this into palisade. Okay, then I'll scroll this up. Watch this. There you go. What is the difference? That's a palisade. That's a palisade. There's a wooden stake. There's the chip. Okay, so I literally just matched it up for you. It's just not arguable. There it is. So look at the tip right there. Look at the tip. Palisade, stake. Palisade, stake. Just absolutely staggering. Let's see if they have the Verichip. There you go. There's the Verichip reader. See right there, look. See that O? See, it's an eye of a dragon, folks. That is exactly this. There it is. I mean, it's like, who has this kind of knowledge? Have you ever seen this kind of knowledge? Ever? That's this correct. This is not my opinion. This is a revelation gift. That's why I told the crazies, don't do your foolish channels. Don't do it. Sorry, my phone's going nuts. Okay, so all right, so let me show you the same thing as St. Mary's dragon. Watch. So the dragon at the Vatican, has one consciousness that's dying in one eye and the other consciousness that's being erected. Why do you think Lady Gaga said, my performance at the Grammy Awards is about a new race of beings being birthed within the human race? Because the human race is just a medium for the birthing of the new race from all the angels that got caught in a snare. And that's why the Bible says in 2 Timothy 2, I believe, you know what? I'm just going to look it up. I don't want to butcher it. 2 Timothy 2. Let's do it. 2 Timothy verse 2, chapter 2, bottom. Okay. In meekness instructing those that oppose themselves. What have I been totally dogmatic about?
We're not.
What have I been totally dogmatic about? There's a right side up you and there's an upside down you. Those that oppose themselves. It always plays out perfectly when you know the truth. So here it is. In meekness instructing those that oppose themselves. If God peradventure will give them repentance to the acknowledging, look at this, recognition, that is by implication, full discernment, recognition, that is by implication, full discernment of the truth. Okay? And watch this. Of the truth, aletheia, that which is not concealed. I see, as in not concealing. Okay, watch this. That they may recover themselves out of the, read it for yourself, snare of the devil, as fastened by a noose or a notch, a trick or stratagem, temptation, and everybody knows what a snare is. Hang on, let me just do this. Okay, so there you go. So, see, look, that they may recover themselves out of the snare of the devil, who are taken captive by him at his will. So, anytime the devil wants to take captive of anyone that hasn't been converted, you're toast. You're just whatever he wants. You're his slave. And people can't wrap their minds around that because that consciousness, that other note, like Cain, a musical note, is in your head and he can access that because he's got control of the host body system. That's what he owns. He's got legal title deed to it. That's why Jesus has to buy you back through the flesh in order to get you back home to the spirit. That's what this is all about. Okay, so let me show you this now. Okay, so we have one consciousness that's dying. That's represented by the mote. Why does that consider the mote in your brother's eye? It means as something that's withering. That's what the word mote means, to wither. And then when there is a beam in your own, because this is you, this is your condition. Inside of you, there's a beam being erected in you that's the dragon's consciousness, conscience, same, consciousness. Now, let's go look at Akhenaten and Nefertiti. Oh, wow, look. So here we go. The whole head of the kid. I'm going to go down to a cleaner drawing because I cleaned it up. I mean, even though that drawing's really good, I like the colors down here. So here we go, look. We'll take the egg and we'll put it right over the sheep. There we go, watch. Okay, the kid's head is an egg. There you go. The kid's head is an egg. And what's in the kid's head? A dead sheep and a reptile. Oh, look. So let's build the puzzle. Let's just take the constituent parts. So here's the sheep. Watch. So here we go. There's the sheep that's in the kid's head. So there's a dead sheep. Let's put the dead sheep over here. There's the sheep. Let me line it up. Let me shrink. Let me just, there you go. Boom. There's the sheep. Now let's take the reptile and put the reptile. There you go. Boom. And so you got a reptile taking over the consciousness of the head of the kid. Look at the triangle over his eye. That's his new boss, the all-seeing eye. Don't you know what the all-seeing eye is? The all-seeing eye is everybody. All-seeing eye. Satan, the dragon, sees through every single eye on this planet. He's everywhere. That's right. And you can access that. See, there's Lady Gaga getting out of the egg. What do you notice about Lady Gaga getting out of the egg? Oh, geez. It's kind of like the kid's head. The new race of beings, and it's female energy. That's why he used Lady Gaga. Okay, that's why George W. Bush put a sheep on this guy's head. You see what I mean? Who could come up with this? Who could show you this sheep that George Bush painted some veteran and put a sheep on his head? That's just ultra creepy, man. Let me just see. There's so much data. I got so much data, I just don't even know what to do with it all. Okay, anyway, we'll just cut it off. New consciousness forming. What do you think's going on with all the liberal lunatics? They've lost their minds. They're delusional. They'd rather see the country fail than Donald Trump be president. Why can't they just get behind him and say, you know what, let's do the best we can? I'm not a Donald Trump fan either. I'm not a I'm not a fan of anyone that's running government. They're all part of the puppet show. So I could care less. But the point is, the libtards are liars and they've lost their minds. They're completely lunatics. And so they've lost it. They've gone into the strong delusion. So they can't handle it anymore. They can't handle the truth because the truth is what convicts them. So they've gone off into their hate groups, violently go against anyone that opposes you. Who does that sound like? The devil? It's like, yeah. Okay, anyway, there you go. Just, isn't it crazy? And a whole hour went by. All right, well, we'll get to some more stuff. Monday, have your jump drives. Y'all need to store this data. This data is invaluable. This understanding, he's been taking me to the woodshed and throwing me in the fire, to the to the grill, to the boiling water, to the mashed potatoes. I've been getting crushed for a long time to get this for you guys. So you guys take it and put it up. Here's the other thing. There's been, well, I don't like to let the left hand know what the right hand's doing, but we could use a little bit of help. There's some people that need some help, and I just don't want to go into it all. But yeah, we help some people that need help. So anyway, if anyone wants to jump in and do that, jump in and do it. That'd be great. Okay, guys, God bless. Thank you.